All right. Just in case you're wondering, I don't script anything here. This is all, you know, it's all spontaneous. I just speak it out of my heart as it comes to me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mel Parrish Jr. and my channel is The Sweet Grapes on YouTube here. And I have a blog, and my writing style is not at all what you see in my videos. It's a conundrum, but you know, it is what it is. What I want to talk about today, this particular video, is well, let's see, what will it be about? As I said, it's spontaneous. All right. The just shall walk by faith. All right. And the faith of God is the righteousness of God, meaning that if you have faith, you have the righteousness of God. That's the only thing that pleases God. So whatsoever is without faith is sin. All right. So how does innocence equate with faithfulness? If you have faith, if you are faithful, how is it then that you are innocent? Well, to answer that question, let's break it down. All right? If you are faithful, then you are just. And if you are just, then you're not guilty, which means that you're innocent. Plain and simple, right? That's the critical thinking in the mind of Christ. That is the kind of critical thinking that is of the mind of God, that is precise and orderly, that is definitive. Okay? It has to be. That's the only way that the Creator could create this world and set it in time and in space where everything has a very precise measure. Okay? For example, how is it that the glory of God is measured? Okay? When we talk about a righteousness that excels in glory, how is glory measured? Well, I'd say that it's measured by our patience. Oh yeah, that's the P word. That's the one that no one ever wants to talk about. Patience. But that's the one that validates the promises of God. Patience. Patience validates the promise of God. How is that? Because so-called Christians of today do not want to trust God. Oh, they believe they must do this, they must do that, they've got to do something, they've got to be involved in something, okay? They've got to be working out their salvation with fear and trembling. They have no idea what that means. I'll tell you what the fear and trembling truly is, okay? When you have got to place your life, your death, your everything that means anything to you, you've got to place it in the hands of the invisible God, and you've got to trust Him regardless what your eyes tell you, regardless what your ears tell you, regardless what your own feelings tell you. So when your own human instinct speaks against the promise of God, you've got to trust God. And you've got to persevere through it and punch through it. Punch through the wall of your own understanding. Punch through the wall of the darkness that surrounds you. You've got to punch through it. You can't punch through it any other way but to throw yourself into His arms and let Him carry you the distance. He is the spearhead that pierced through the veil of our darkened understanding. Okay? If we follow in the train of Him like the shaft of a spear, we follow in the draft of Him like a NASCAR driver follows in the draft of the lead car, then we won't suffer the resistance that He suffered, and we will not be getting killed in the process. All these Christians that are getting their heads lopped off are doing so because of their resistance, their internal resistance. If they believe God, they won't be so goddamn cocky. Okay? They will follow in His train with just a little humility. Follow in His train. Follow directly in His footsteps. Let Him bear the brunt of it, so that we can pass through the veil of this mortality into immortality, while we yet live in these mortal bodies. Oh yeah, there is a mystery here, okay? But in the presence of God, there is no darkness. And there's no shadow of turning. What that means is there are no types, no shadows, no patterns. Okay? There's nothing ambiguous here. Alright? Everything is plain and simple and clear. Because in the presence of God, there are no mysteries. There is only revelation. Is it any wonder that the very last book of the Bible is called the Revelation of Jesus Christ? It's not called Revelations. It's called the Revelation of Jesus Christ. That's the original title of the book. That's the original title of John's letter. The Revelation of Jesus Christ. Because it's entirely spiritual. I don't give a fuck about your interpretations about Bible prophecy, Israel becoming a nation. Bullshit. That's not the Israel of God. The Israel of God is a spiritual place. It's a spiritual condition. The blood of Christ is not on real estate and furniture. Okay? The temple of God is made without hands. If you want to see where the Antichrist is going to appear, look in your own fucking heart. Because if you don't see Christ there, then what you're seeing is Antichrist.